Dude, Marv, shooting these films were so much fun.
They were. They were. They.
I love that shot.
I was just trying to tell somebody about what is it called? Fulton Drive. I don't know if she watched it though.
You were good in that. I liked your performance in that. What is going on, everybody? So I know that normally we do Saturday night live streams, but the three of us unfortunately can't live stream tomorrow. So here we are on a Friday night doing a live stream. We have at the top corner Marv, looking a little bit different. We can't quite see him. Marv.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, Marv has turned into a wall. He now identifies as a wall.
I identify as Hollow Man.
This is what happens to someone when he watches Alien Romulus.
The worst movie ever.
And then we, of course, have Sergey of SkynetGen. We recently, we rewatched Whiplash together in theaters for the 10-year anniversary. And Marv and Sergey, you guys can both find on Letterboxd. I have the descriptions down below. But
I have not touched my Letterboxd recently, by the way.
Yeah, well, Marv, that's why I'm not going to believe you that you've seen Hereditary 60 times because you don't log the movie. So the rule of thumb is if you don't log on Letterboxd,
I haven't watched it recently. I haven't watched it recently, so I can't log it anyway.
No, Marv, I'm busting your balls. But no, you should start using Letterboxd, man.
I just haven't watched. I haven't really watched it. I haven't watched anything, so I haven't really had the urge to go on Letterboxd because I haven't watched it.
They do have porn movies on there, Marv. So like you could log some of them.
I haven't watched porn either, man. But you know,
Alien Romulus on repeat in the background.
I don't like Alien Romulus. I'm mad that you spread that nonsense.
Marv, everybody knows. Everybody knows that you love Alien Romulus. Like how afterwards you were just like, dude, this is the Citizen Kane of our generation. Like this is the one that we needed. This is the one that changed our life.
You know what I saw recently? Hold on, let me see. Dang, I really hate this angle.
What'd you see recently?
I'll just back out of it. I hate it so much.
Also, today's sponsor is alcohol removed wine, Frey Moscato. You can find this at your local Giant for $10. Frey, if you are watching this, be sure to give me some money so that way I can promote this.
So I was watching The Family Affair. You ever heard of
that? Vaguely.
It was on the Netflix movie. I wanted to love it so bad, but it's not good.
I kind of figured
it's not good at all. So I want to make 2 points. Okay. So I think that Netflix, one thing that I can commend them for is that their movies that they produce, they're not like movies that you'll get in theaters a lot of the time. I feel like their movies.
True. The treadmill movies.
I feel like their movies are, how would you say it? They are very much, I don't want to say they're filmmaker friendly, but they let people do what they want to do. And I really admire that. On the other hand, they seem to like just I don't know if they're directionless, but they have like this quality of not being like, they're like half baked. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot of times they're not looked at as movies. Like they're looked at as content.
They're not thought through. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to spoil the movie for you guys if you haven't seen or anybody watching, but.
Oh, Marv, you're getting called out, by the way, in the comment section. This is great. Hold on. Ace Palettes is in the chat. What's up, Ace? Film Kid. All I want to say is, Marv, what crack were you smoking while watching The Lighthouse? Speaking of
I don't like
last night. It's in my top 10.
I don't like that movie. That movie sucks.
Marv, we both know you loved that movie when we watched it together a couple years back.
I hate you, Chad. I don't like you.
Hey, Film Kid's calling it as it is.
I don't like that movie. So let's just, let's get that there. Okay.
Which would you, if you had one day left on Earth, which would you watch? Alien Romulus or The Lighthouse?
I would die.
No. You gotta choose one or the other. It has to be one or the other.
I don't know. They both made my head hurt.
No, Marv, you gotta choose The Lighthouse or
Alien. I would watch Alien.
You would choose Alien Romulus over The Lighthouse.
Yes, because Kaylee Spaney's pretty and I can look at her. It's better than watching two dudes talk about screwing lobsters.
And mermaids. There's a mermaid.
Yeah. Who wants to see a dude beat off to a mermaid?
Certainly not the people that were behind me. Dude, the second time I saw it with Nicolette, there were these two old people behind me. And I guess they just thought that it was going to be like a normal period piece film. But the entire time they were like, what's happening? Why are they talking in these accents? What's happening? Why is there a sea mermaid there? I don't understand. And I'm just like, oh dear God, like why are they sitting right behind
We should have
me?
went to a God's Not Dead showing then.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting experience. Because I had pen and paper. Like I actually wrote stuff down while watching that movie. And so as I'm writing stuff down, I see these two old people off to the right, like looking at me, and I'm just like, don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention. Just write this down so that way later on you can do a
You're
review
a
on
paid
it.
critic. You're official. Yeah.
Well, because that's what I did with the fourth one, but I was at home because I wasn't able to outsmart the system. But this time I was. So I was like, all right,
What ticket did you buy to see that movie?
Blink twice. So I gave the money to Blink twice, which
Okay.
worthy cause.
I wanted to see that so bad.
Dude, you should see it. It's good. Still in theaters.
I don't think I can. I don't think.
We'll also, Marv, we're also going to talk about The Substance. Want to get to the comments, and then also I did a post where I had people ask like certain questions. I'm going to pull that up, ask the questions, and then I'm going to have all three of us answer them. I did write down my answers, but I'll be curious to hear your guys' answers. But Film Kit also says, I'll set my school every Friday instead of going to homeroom. I'm doing a film studies class. Oh, that's awesome, man. What are some of the films that they're going to be showing in class? I always love hearing like, which ones that, certain schools are showing. Marv, don't lie, you love Alien Romulus. Ace Plet says,
I hate that movie.
I'm literally going to change your name on here to like just Alien Romulus lover. Sergey's going to have the Alien Romulus popcorn bucket. So that way you just every time we're on live stream, it's just Sergey showing that the popcorn bucket and it's just Marv like looking at it.
I would rather watch Prometheus twice in a row than watch that movie, just so you know.
I mean, I would too, actually, but
excuse me. Let's see. Joseph Guerrero says, "Here we go. He knows what's up." LOL. It's always good having us three debate back and forth. I love it. Oh, I'm real glad to see Marv back. Yep, Marv is finally getting his tablet to kind of work. It's a work in progress. If you look real closely, you can see him on the wall. He turns
shadow.
It's
the ending of The Substance.
I actually just
Slither.
I was in the middle of saying something and you cut me off. Now, let me get back to it.
Marv, we have a bunch of comments. Like I said, you gotta follow along. We gotta do the comments, and then we're gonna do the post. Then we'll get to you gotta remember what you were saying.
F you.
Later on. But Marv, we all know that you have a crush on William Dafoe. There we go. That was kind of perfect. Marv said F you, and then there we go. William Dafoe's right in the mix.
No, you can do that, bud.
Marv, you gotta watch Antichrist. You'll get to see a lot more William Dafoe than you ever thought.
I don't want to see that, and I don't like.
Watch Kinds of Kindness. You could see that.
My brother told me to watch that. I told him no. My brother.
Joseph Guerrero and Aaron missed post. Film Kid, you're only doing Disney short films. Disney. Okay, I'll be curious if they're showing like Song of the South. That would be an interesting film to talk about. Andrew Lay, Chad, and Sergey be like, "You're gonna like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fellow. He's one of us. You understand? We were good fellows, wise guys. We're great fellows."
Great fellows. Where's that shirt at, Chad?
I know. I got to wear it for the next live stream. Andrew Lay, anyways, I finally saw Goodfellas. Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Scorsese was a hungry boy making that film, though. So much food. I love that. Goodfellas. They're not your. Hello, everybody. Can't articulate says. Good to hear from you, Can't Articulate. We're actually, it's perfect time that you're getting the chat because I know you asked one of the questions on the post. I'm about to actually get to that. Let me pull that up right now. Let's see if I'm not a boomer. Let me pull the share screen. Okay. So here we go. So I think you guys can see this. Some of the questions, the first one we'll have is, let me go back. We'll start from the first one that the first person asked. So Can't Articulate asks, which movie do you wish had another sequel? So I'll go first, then we'll let Sergey go, and then Marv. So
What's the question again?
the question is, which movie do you wish had another sequel?
All
so
right.
at first I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, a movie that should get a sequel. And then I was like, no. The question is, which movie do you wish had another sequel? Meaning that it's implied that there already was one. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? As much as I think that it's a perfect ending to the trilogy, I would love to see a fourth one, and that is the Before trilogy. I love how that series, every 9 years, we were getting a film to see where this couple was in life. And I just think naturally the progression is that 9 years later, they're probably in their like 50s. And I'm sure that people change a lot from the early 40s to 50s. So I would love to see where this couple is like at that age. Like, were they, still together? So, but that's me. I love Linklater and I love Delpy and Hawk. So, but that's me. Sergey?
Yeah, I would agree with that actually, but I would like to see a fourth one.
Yeah, right. Like it's so
I think
good.
I'll probably choose something lighter, more fun. I think for the longest time I was waiting for a National Treasure third film.
Oh, that's a good choice.
So that could be a fun intrigue. It's you said it already has to be a series that already exists.
They were supposed to make that movie.
Well, they made a TV series, and I don't think that did too well. And I guess they postponed the movie that was already kind of delayed as it is.
I like that choice because dude, I've been waiting for that sequel for a long time.
They're fun.
They are. I do enjoy them, especially. I know it's a hot take, but I especially enjoy like the second one.
I never saw the second.
Marv, you didn't see the second one?
I didn't see it. I like the first one.
You should watch the second one. It's a lot of fun.
I don't have my Disney Plus. I saw that they are selling Disney Plus for $2 right now. I might go ahead and get it.
Wow.
Should I do it?
Could always get the Blu-ray. Blu-ray is pretty cheap right now too.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it looks really good on Blu-ray. Like I got the Blu-ray out from the library. It looks really good.
$2 is too much easy to pass up on, man. $2 for Disney Plus.
Marv, what is your sequel? Like which series like of a movie do you wish had another sequel?
Well, it was Tron, but they're finally making that one.
Yes, I'm excited for that. Oh, I'm optimistic.
Optimistic. It's hard to pick for me because we're in the age now of everything that we ever loved is getting its old sequels now, so it's kind of hard. Like I would have said Scream, but we had Scream 5, 6, and 7 that's coming out soon. But I will say if I had to pick one, I can't even say Mean Girls because it was remade. I want to say Hereditary. You heard me?
I was hoping I didn't. Did you say Hereditary?
Why?
Not for nothing. I just would love to see what Payman does next.
All right, I think we got to end this live stream. Hereditary? You want a sequel to Hereditary? Why?
I just told you I want to see what Payman does next. Mind you, I'm not saying that it should be a sequel to Hereditary, but I'm if I had to pick, I would want to see. I always think about that. I wonder what Payman did next.
Marv, I think I just gained some more gray hairs, and I think I'm going to need some more hymns for my head. I'm going to literally clickbait this whole video. I'm going to be like, Hereditary sequel? Like,
I mean, you can't tell me you would definitely go see it.
I would hate it. I would go in like I went to Toy Story 4 expecting to hate it.
You would definitely see it, though. If Ari Aster made it the whole thing, you would definitely watch it.
But
I mean, I would watch it, but like, Like, no, like that's a terrible idea.
I didn't say it was a good idea. You asked me. I just said I just would.
I can accept it, but I accept it with the caveat of I think I had a stroke while accepting it. So, but I accept it nonetheless. The next one, and this is from. Let me get the user correct. This is from user the Trison. Who do you want to see biopics of? This was something that I had to look up because there are so many biopics out there, but I came up with a couple, and then also some side notes of what I would like to see in regards to biopics. So, for biopics that I want to see a Frederick Douglass biopic. He was somebody that was groundbreaking, pretty much ahead of his time, like pre-Civil War, and he's someone that you learn about in history class. And I think that they did make a TV movie, but I would like to see a studio make a movie like that. Like, I don't know, maybe Lee Daniels, or I'm trying to think of another director, Ryan Coogler, someone, Steve McQueen, someone like that to direct that. And then Andrew Jackson, I kind of want to see a film about him because he was very controversial. And I just think that time period in general, which was like way before the Civil War, you don't really hear too much about it, but there was a lot of fascinating stuff that happens. And a side note, I want to see more Revolutionary War and Industrial Revolution type films because those are two time periods that when you're learning about in history class, it's like, this is fascinating. Like, this is really interesting. But then film wise, we don't really have anything about that. Like, off the top of my head, Revolutionary War, the closest film we have is The Patriot, which I enjoy the film, but like, it's not exactly something where it's like, yes, this happened. It's more of just like a American's wet dream of what they wish happened. Industrial Revolution, I don't really think there's anything about it. Like, I think the closest I can think of something that really depicted it was there was growing up, my sister used to watch the American Girl movies, and I remember one of them focused on that. So just goes to show how little that time period gets focused on. So those are some of my things that I just want to see biopics of personally. So Sergey, what were you thinking? What would you want to see a biopic of?
I do agree that we need more Revolutionary War stuff. We need a lot more like naval stuff, like Master and Commander. Like,
Oh
like
yeah,
we don't know. I mean, I know we will be getting that in the Gladiator movie. We'll have some more of
yes.
that. In terms of like biopics, maybe Madame Curie. We haven't gotten that, right?
I don't think we have. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head. Yeah.
So maybe that. Yeah.
Ready for my answer?
Oh boy. All
I
right,
wanna-
gray
I want-
hairs, get prepared. All right,
I
what's
want
up?
to preface this. You're both going to hate it, and
All yours.
everybody in the audience is going to hate it too. You ready?
All yours.
I want the Drake biopic.
Not really interested, but okay.
I told you he was going to hate it.
I mean, I don't hate it. I'm just not interested.
I mean,
Chad, your face says it all.
Isn't it a little too soon?
I also just think that, yeah, that could go wrong so easily. I don't know, man. Who would you want to, out of curiosity, who would you want to direct the Drake movie?
Who I want to direct it? That's a good question.
Because that would also kind of dictate how controversial it would be, or how
I
safe
don't think it would be controversial at all. Not even a little bit.
I think that there's a lot of stuff that's, I mean, Kendrick and Drake, there's a lot of stuff where it's like, especially with Drake, I feel like he isn't exactly looked,
Let's have a P Diddy. Biopic.
They will get to his one day. That's they'll definitely get the Diddy's for sure.
Do you have, Marv? Do you have any other biopics that you would want to see, or just
Just Aubrey's? That's it.
all right.
I told
And
you
now-
I hate it. But as far as the director, I think I would probably go with I would say Ryan Coogler, but he's more of a Kendrick fan. So I would probably
That's a pretty big assumption.
no, it's actually true. He's actually
Oh, it is.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's a Kendrick fan. I would probably say the director of the show Insecure. I think that would be great. I think his name is Larry Whitmore,
Larry.
or he's one of the head writers and directors. Or you can, matter of fact, you know what? The person who made Queen and Slim, Milena Mousakis.
Oh yeah, I liked that movie.
Yeah, I like her. I think she has the touch because she's a music video director too, and she directed a few episodes of Insecure, and Insecure is pretty good. It's I don't know if you ever saw Insecure, but it's pretty.
I
good.
have it. I have it on my list, but I haven't watched it yet. When I was trying to decide for a summer show, it was between Insecure, Homeland, Sons of Anarchy, and I think there was another show, but I ended up going with Sons of Anarchy.
I think Insecure is something you got to watch with Nicolette. I think that would be.
I don't know if she'd be interested in watching it though.
I mean, I think that she would. She would be more interested in watching than you would be. That's for sure.
It sounds interesting. Like just reading the premise, I was like, this sounds like something I would like.
I think she'd love it, or I think that you would probably be like, no. But I could be proven wrong.
Marv, you always do. Remember when you thought I was going to hate Ambulance?
I really did.
I hated Ambulance though.
Yeah. Well, I could have told you that, but yeah, I enjoyed Ambulance. So the last questioning comes from Film Kid 14. So we'll answer this last question, and then Marv, you remember what you had to say several minutes ago. We'll get to that, and then there were several comments that we have to then get to. Film Kid 14 has a very good question. Rank these directors: Ari Aster, Jordan Peele, Robert Eggers. And he also says, also rate all their movies in these categories: scares, story, overall. So for me, my ranking, it goes like this. Robert Eggers, number one. I think that he is great. The Witch I loved. So the fact that The Lighthouse I loved almost as much at first to then I would argue that I might love The Lighthouse now more is pretty amazing. And then I also really like The Northman. Although The Northman was kind of the opposite. Like I loved it, but then now I just think it's quite good.
That's
So I would rank him as number one. It pains me to say this, but Ari Aster I'll put as number two. I loved Hereditary. Midsummer's quite good, and then Beau's Afraid I think it's got a saggy midsection with those scenes in the woods, but overall as a whole it is good. So I'll put him as number two, and then number three I'll put Jordan Peele. I think that Get Out was great. I think that Us was quite good, but then Nope was just like Nope. It was filmmaking wise, it was good, but just overall as a whole, the story, the directing, everything was just kind of like eh. So that's my ranking for those three, and then scares. I'll say that of those three, I think the ranking would probably go. This is tough. I would probably say Ari Aster would be number one because the imagery in Hereditary I just can't really get out of my head. So I'll put him as number one, and then I'll put Robert Eggers as number two because The Witch also I just can't really get out of my head, and then Jordan Peele last, and then story. I'll say Robert Eggers, Ari Aster, Jordan Peele, and then just overall same order. So it's pretty much the same for me. Sergey, what about you? What are your thoughts on
I probably would have Ari Aster at number one because I really do like Hereditary. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. Even though I wasn't a big fan of Midsummer. Let me see. The Robert Eggers is probably number two. And and Jordan Peele is number 3. I'm not like the biggest fan of Jordan Peele's work. I think Get Out's probably his strongest effort, but even then,
Agreed.
like there's nothing that really drew me back to that movie even. But
Oh, that's a shame. I actually rewatched it recently. Holds up.
If I had to go, it's hard for me to rate them only because I think Hereditary is a masterpiece, as you know. I really like Midsummer. I think the filmmaking in Midsummer is excellent. I think it's overlong though. I think it's really like kind of self-indulgent. But I still like it. I think it's a really strong vision, and I love that. I never saw the Beau is Afraid thing. I never watched
Gotta
it.
watch it, bro. Gotta watch it.
I heard it was terrible.
no,
It's
I
not.
quite enjoyed it actually.
I heard nothing but bad things, and he got into a big controversy about it too. But and then you go to Eggers, who I don't care for at all, but I really think The Witch is very, very good. The Witch is very, very good. And I really did like The Northman. Actually, I might have really liked The Northman. I can't say love it because the first 20 minutes is god awful, but I really like that movie, as you know, Chad.
You forgot
I
The
know.
Lighthouse, your favorite movie.
Yeah, I'm not including it. Then you get the Jordan Peele. Now I really, really like Get Out, or at least I like Get Out. It was a really big cornerstone in black cinema. It was a really big thing in pop culture. I really was proud of Jordan Peele. I really like that movie. But I will say this though, Chad. And I don't know if you guys will agree, but I've thought ever since that movie came out, he's begun to drink his own Kool-Aid. I don't know if you guys feel that way.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel when he talks, when I watch his movies, I get the feeling that he's really just kind of like feeling himself a little bit too much. And I definitely felt that with Nope. Now, mind you, I thought that Nope was his best filmmaking. Like Chad said, I thought it was really good filmmaking, that movie. But that movie is boring as all hell. And it's just and I think I just watched this Candyman the other day, even though he didn't direct it, he wrote that movie. And that was his vision. I just think he might be entering into well, actually, no, that's the wrong word, because all these directors that we're naming are all pretentious. If I'm being honest. So, but he will have to be third. He has to be third, and it makes me sad because I don't like Eggers, as you know, but he has to be third. I feel like his movies filmmaking has gotten way better, but his stories and ideas and what he's trying to do is just kind of like a mixed bag the further he gets to his filmography, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I did enjoy Bilbo more than the other one he did. Us.
Yeah, Us is terrible.
I like Us.
That movie sucks.
I disagree.
I
respect
can't even make myself watch Us.
You can't. Well, I make sure you watch it with someone.
No. Like when I try to watch Us, and when we got to the midway point, I literally had to turn it off. I said, I can't watch this. This movie's stupid.
By the way, Marv, before we get to the comments, actually, do you have us on speaker? Because there's like an echo.
Yeah, I hear that too.
I just have you on. Now I always have you on. I didn't do anything extra.
First, this video is sponsored by Celsius as well. Marv, what was the comment you wanted to say earlier?
Well, I was just talking about Netflix movies, and that's the last movie I watched. And I was just saying that, I appreciate that those movies are director visions, and they don't feel like you can't get those movies. They're not they're not like manufactured. At least I don't think so. I don't feel like there's copious notes that detracts from the original storyteller's vision. It feels like those movies are what they were set out to be. They're like first draft movies. I don't feel like there are no rewrites. They're like, all right, here we go. That's the movie. Cool. And they just make it. And
a lot of them are vacation movies. Like, have you seen the 365-day trilogy? Like, yeah.
You told me
It
to
felt
watch.
like an Adam Sandler movie, just with like sex.
That's awesome.
But then we get some fair play movie, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
Fair
one
Play
that
was
does surprise
excellent.
you.
Oh yeah, Chad. I saw the movie you wanted me to watch, Rebel Ridge.
Oh, what'd you think? Did you like it?
It was okay. I gave it a 5.
You gave it a 5 out of 5, but you thought it was okay.
I gave it a 5 out of 10. I don't rate movies
Okay.
Oh. 5 out of 10. That seems low.
like it's low. That's what I thought of it. Low. I didn't think I was like, why does Chet want me to watch this? This movie's just barely okay.
Well, because you always talk about how with like, genre fair, how if a film knows what it is and at the same time like immediately grabs your attention and does what it sets out to do, then it's a win. And that's how I looked at it. Like I thought it was a win. Like it is a genre film, but it is one that is very competent. I wish that I saw in theaters. I wish that it was released in theaters, to be honest.
I probably would have been upset if I saw it in theaters, not gonna lie to you.
Really?
Really. Really.
I probably would have skipped it.
Whatever movie did I see besides The Family Affair and Rebel Ridge? I'm trying to think. I don't think I saw anything. Hold up, did I? No, I don't think I saw anything, Chad. I've only seen those 2 movies. Everything else I saw, I already saw before. Like I watched How to Be Single the other day. You know, I've seen that like a million times. I saw that Tuesday morning.
Gotta log it on Letterboxd, buddy.
I'll try to. You still have to watch it. Way.
I know. I got like 10 minutes in. Ace Blitz, how far are you
I hate
on
you.
Sons of Anarchy? How far are you on Sons of Anarchy? So I'm still on season 6, episode 2. And yeah, still the same thoughts. Jax has done some things where I'm like, I feel like he's kind of at this point irredeemable. But I don't know. I just wish the show had like some self-awareness. But I don't know. I'm hoping season 7 I know is supposed to be like the best. So I'm really hoping that it, at least sticks the landing with that. Also, Marv, this is for you. Joseph Guerrero asks, is Marv a blank wall?
He identifies as a wall.
I think Marv left the chat. Marv, are you there? I don't know. I guess we got our answer.
Paranormal.
Marv. That's Marv for you. LOL. Film kid. Okay, Marv. So you don't have a crush on the William Dafoe. So you must have one on Robert Pattinson. Confirmed. Marv has a crush on Robert Pattinson. I feel like this should be the thumbnail. Ace Blitz. Marv is one with the wall. Marv wants a Madam Web sequel. I love this.
That is a lie.
Oh, there he is. Marv, where were you?
I just went to the bathroom.
Oh, you were going to the bathroom. Okay, that's nice. I hope you washed your hands.
I did.
You didn't?
I did.
You did? Didn't? So we're like an old couple. Joseph Guerrero, Hereditary does not need a sequel. LOL. Facts. Joseph is spitting out facts, Marv. Great movie, but Chad and Sergey's reactions to the Hereditary comment. Yeah, because it doesn't need a sequel. That'd be like if I said Memento needs a sequel. It's like, no. Or
So
they
do have that Indian remake you were talking about.
I know. I need to watch it. It's like 3 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
Can't articulate. Yeah, I'd like to see Before 4. Maybe about the stage of a relationship where they're living happily ever after, and now their kids are getting a relationship and struggles. That would be kind of interesting. Like to almost see their kids where they were when we first as audiences first met them. That would be very fascinating. You can do so much. Like I wouldn't even mind seeing several other sequels where 20 years from now they're like grandparents. Because we don't really see that many movies about like love as like old people. So like that would be very fascinating. Richard Linklater, if you're watching this live stream,
He's doing Hitman too.
Is he doing a Hitman too?
No, but I would mind a sequel to that. That was actually quite fun.
It was fun. I mean, he had a lot of fun making it too. So I could see there potentially being a sequel for that. I can't articulate. Honestly, I need 5 more sequels of Fast and Furious. I don't
Oh.
think there are enough. Marv, you hear this?
I hear you. I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, Joseph Guerrero for real. LOL. Andrew Lay, it's me. Hi, I'm at the Tri-City Space. Oh, dude, nice. Yeah, I noticed Film Kid, and I noticed Can't Articulate in terms of like asking the questions, but I didn't recognize the Tricep. But to be fair, I have 1,600 subscribers, so it becomes difficult to remember certain ones. But of course, with live streams, people that tune in, like it becomes a lot easier to remember. Film Kit, surprisingly, we haven't gotten a Martin Luther King biopic. No, we did. And it was very good. It's called Selma. It came out in 2014, and it actually got a Best Picture nomination. And it's very, very detail oriented. Like, there's a website that I go on, and it shows like accuracy in films, and I think it scored like a 95% in terms of accuracy, which is pretty insane. I think Lincoln, the 2012 film, was like one of the only other ones to score like that high on that list. So I would recommend Selma. It's good. Wasn't my favorite of 2014, but it's good. It's definitely worth a watch, and I think it should be shown in like history classes. Personally, I think. Andrew Lay, I just saw a terrible biopic about Marie Curie, played by Rosamund Pike, called Radioactive recently. So bad, do not watch. Oh, that goes to what you were saying, Sergey.
I haven't even heard about it, so
I think I vaguely heard about this movie, but I didn't realize it was about Marie Curie. Andrew Lay, if anyone tries to make a biopic of Stanley Kubrick, they have a better chance of being kidnapped by aliens for it than finishing the movie. That's funny. Yeah, I Stanley Kubrick, he was one of the ones that I was kind of playing around with the idea of saying like should get a biopic movie, but I feel like that'd be so difficult to do, especially trying to find someone that looks like him, because he looks like he had such a unique look to himself. So I don't know who they would cast. Just a rare Midsummer. Yeah, I rewatched Midsummer recently, and it was the director's cut. It's a good movie. I like it. I think that it does a pretty darn good job of like showcasing like how religion, cults, and everything, like how easy it can be to like stumble into. Florence Pugh was great in that movie, like so good. Like that's the movie that even if the rest of her performances weren't good, like I would still be like, yeah, she's a good actress because of this film. Bootzilla, hey fellas, probably in the minority, but Pia would be one for me. Not a big fan of Eggers or Astor. This sounds like Marv.
I like Astor. I don't like Eggers.
Just agree, disagree. Us was solid, not as good as Get Out though. Bootzilla said, I did like Northman for Eggers and Hereditary for Astor, but not a fan of any of their other movies. Andrew Lay, funny. I love the Northman, Nope, and Midsummer in that order. Rewatch them all the time. I think of that order, I've rewatched the Northman. I've rewatched Midsummer. I haven't rewatched Nope. Like Nope, it might just be a one-time watch for me personally. Just Guerrero, if you're gonna play with
like
so. Oh, say it again.
I've seen it like 4 times.
Excuse me. Yeah, Fair Play. Marv, you should watch Fair Play. I'm trying to get you to watch that for a while.
No, you haven't. That's the first time I've ever heard of it.
That is not true at all. I literally told you after I saw it, like, because remember then I said that it like it's critiquing people that like look up to like Jordan Peterson, and then you were like, wait, you don't like Jordan Peterson? And I was like, I mean, remember that conversation?
I don't remember that conversation at all. I remember you said that you don't like Jordan Peterson, but you never.
Well, it was in that conversation because I was using like him as an example where it's like on the surface it's like, oh, he's an okay guy, but then it's like you dive a little bit deeper and you're like, oh, okay. And that's kind of what Fair Play does, where it's like on the surface the lead character, like he seems like chill and everything, but then there's something that happens and it's like, gotcha, okay. But it's very interesting, the dynamics, and it's very interesting with the gender dynamics. And Phoebe, what's her name? Phoebe
Waller
Diner, I think her name is. She's really good. Like her performance is one of my favorites from last year. Like I thought she was so good. I can't articulate 365 movies were great, chat. Sure they were. I feel like even watching them with friends wouldn't be enough. Film Kit. I haven't seen any of Ari Aster's features, and I've seen The Lighthouse. Then I've seen all of Peele's features. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen all of their work. Film Kit. Are you going to see The Lighthouse in IMAX in November? Wait a minute. It's coming out in IMAX? If it's included with A-List, then heck yeah, I'm going to see it in IMAX. I didn't hear about that. Let me look on AMC real quick. Because, yeah, if so, I mean... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, A24 IMAX presents The Lighthouse. Heck yeah, Wednesday, November 13th. Heck yeah, I'm seeing that. Wow. Thank you for telling me about that. I probably wouldn't have known about that otherwise. Yeah, that's right. That is right around Marv's birthday. Marv, you and I are going to see The Lighthouse in IMAX. This is perfect.
I'm not going to see that garbage.
Marv, you're breaking up. You said see The Lighthouse IMAX twice? Okay, good.
You heard what I said.
Twice? Oh, this is awesome news. Ace Blitz, Sergey, how is Mr. Robot and Rings of Power going?
Rings of Power, I'm an episode behind. I'm not enjoying it at all. It hasn't gotten any better. This is probably my last season. I just can't suffer through that show anymore. As far as Mr. Robot, I'm actually quite enjoying it. I'm on episode 4 of season 2 right now. So,
nice.
Yeah, slowly making my way through it. I'm enjoying season 1 a little bit more than season 2, but I hope season 2 starts like moving a little bit. It's like, I don't know, it's dragging a little bit for me.
You'll appreciate it more in retrospect, I think, because season 2, like, it's setting a lot of things up for season 3 and 4. So it's like on a rewatch, it's like a really strong season of TV. But there's a lot of stuff where it's like when you're watching the first time, you don't really know what's going on. So it's like, you know, as a viewer, you kind of almost feel like detached. But that's also kind of the point because of like, you know, him detaching himself from everyone. But I'm glad you're liking it, you know, still at least. I think if you're able to pull through season 2, I think season 3 and 4 you'll absolutely love. No question. And Ace Plus also says, and Chad, how is the returning Breaking Bad going? So the return actually right before the live stream, I was actually watching it. So I just finished episode 4, and I'm loving it. I think the fact that show exists is just it's insanity. Like the first 10 minutes of episode 3, like it's very 2001: A Space Odyssey-esque. There's like no dialogue whatsoever. It's very weird imagery. It's very like it's very dreamlike. It's very hypnotizing, but it's unlike anything I've seen in regards to like a TV show. The closest would be Hannibal, but Hannibal's like a different kind of beast. So I'm loving it. And then Breaking Bad, my wife and I, we just finished season 2, so we'll probably start season 3 on Sunday. So I'm loving it. 2 of my favorite shows I'm watching right now, so I'm loving that. I'll be curious to hear people's thoughts on if they've started The Penguin yet. Did either of you start The Penguin yet?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
I started it, but I fell asleep because I was tired. I might watch it tonight.
I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. I thought it was a solid episode.
I've heard people say it's awesome. They say they love it so much.
There's a certain character that I'm hoping. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a certain character that's in it. And as soon as I heard their name, I was like, okay, it's this person. And I'm really hoping that the show doesn't do that, like reveal who this person is, because there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to be watching this show that if they're watching the Batman 2 and they haven't seen the Penguin, they're going to be so lost. Like, wait a minute. Like,
so I don't necessarily know exactly of who you're speaking, but I'll say that Matt Reeves in an interview, and I'm guessing it's what you're talking about right now. And to answer your question, it will be in the Batman 2. So it's more that they're treating it as in everybody who watches this and watches the Batman 2, you'll be like on the same page. But if you miss this show, then this part will just be like you just missed like what happened. Like somebody has to fill you in. They just spoke about that.
Loveland.
They
Well,
just,
I guess it's good that I'm watching this show, but like as soon as I heard the person's name, and I know Sergey, you've read some comics and you've seen the Batman animated show, but
Yeah.
I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where it's like as soon as you hear someone's name, it's like I know exactly where this is going. Like exactly.
Well, I guess they're taking the Doctor Strange to WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2 approach, I guess.
Which I think was a huge misfire on the MCU's like.
It was only a misfire because Doctor Strange 2 was terrible.
Well, but like think about it. If you're going from, the first Doctor Strange to Doctor Strange 2, or even just, post Endgame right to Doctor Strange 2, it's like, and you haven't seen WandaVision, it's like, okay, so why is she losing her mind like to this extent? Like you don't know anything. You don't know why, because you're just like, like you didn't really get a lot of downtime with her in the Avengers movies. So it's like, I know that I know the show's trying to fill the gap, but I don't think it's fair that, you have to have an entirely different service in order to figure that out, like what happened. And I think that there's also a lot of people that might not necessarily watch TV shows. They might just watch movies or vice versa. So I think that the idea of you having to watch both a TV show and a movie is just one of those things where it's like, like a good example. I'm watching Twin Peaks right now. And the movie, I think that the way to watch the movie is, you can watch the show, the first 2 seasons, and then watch the movie, which is a prequel. And you can watch then the return after that. But if either of you were to watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me first, you could technically follow along with what's going on. It would spoil things that happen in season 1 and 2 for sure, but you could still be able to connect the dots versus something like Doctor Strange 2. You really can't, because there's just so many leaps of, wait a minute, like this doesn't really make sense given everything I've seen in the other movies. So
It would be like me watching Boardwalk Empire season 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll never forget that when you were like, season 3, I'm not loving it as much. And I'm like, wait a minute, season 3 is great. But then when you found out you were out of order for Boardwalk Empire, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because season 2, there's so many things that happen in that, but it's like, you're not going to have the emotional impact if you don't watch season 2 and you just go from 1 to 3. So, we have a lot more comments. Andrew Lay, before 4, old Ethan Hawke considers running for president. He would get my vote. I can't articulate, Chad. I just watched Twin Peaks Got a Light episode. I have no idea what I watched, but I liked it. The return is actually great. So it's actually on my Instagram. Marv, remember when we did the Willowpin Drive premiere?
Mm-hmm.
So the shirt that I wore for that, it was like a purple shirt, purple and blue, and it says "Got a Light." Mm-hmm. It's from this episode of Twin Peaks. This episode is just, it's insanity. It's like Eraserhead mixed with Lost Highway, mixed with Inland Empire, mixed with like 2000.
I don't know what any of those are. I don't know what any of that is.
Okay.
I've heard of them, obviously, but I have not seen them.
It is basically, if you like surrealism, it is like it's incredible. If you don't like surrealism, then you're gonna hate the episode. But like it's incredible. It's basically the birth of evil.
It can go either way for me. I could either really hate it or enjoy it. I don't know.
Well, the reason why I haven't recommended Twin Peaks to you, Sergey, is that I really would. I don't see you liking it, especially because season 1 is very good, but season 2, the middle episodes, and I'm saying this as a huge fan of the show, the middle episodes like drag, like they drag to the extent where you're like, just what are we doing here?
Come on, Chad, I'm watching 2 seasons of Rings of Power. I mean, I know it's about dragging.
This is the original show that was dragging. But I give Twin Peaks a pass because I know the behind the scenes where like Lynch didn't want to reveal who the killer was, but the network was like, no, you have to. So he revealed who it was, but it was like, I think episode 8 or 9 of a 22 episode season. So then all the episodes after, it's just the characters just doing whatever. And then the last 2 episodes then get back to the plot. Like, dude, this time around when I rewatched it, I watched the first 9 episodes and then I watched episode 21 and 22. And dude, I didn't miss a thing. Like, I was literally like, oh yeah, like literally arcs that were starting in episode 9 were finishing in episode 21. And I was like, oh wow, this is perfect. Like,
Sounds like a season of The Walking Dead.
honestly, yeah, pretty much. But I'm glad, Ken articulate. I'm glad that you really liked that episode because it's great and it gets better too. There's so many details. Like, it's funny because watching the first episode of The Return, you don't realize how much it's foreshadowing and how much information it's giving you to crack the code of what The Return is. But on rewatching, it's like, oh wow, like it's telling you what to look for with this like puzzle of a show. But it's so good. I just got past the episode where Dougie's at the casino, and I love that episode. He like, it's such an absurd situation, but he's like going in the casino and he's without spoiling anything, there's like something that's telling him which slot machine to go to that will make him win. And every time he does that, he says hello, and then he wins money. It is utterly hilarious. Film Kid, give me 5 really artsy movies that I should watch. Oh, Marv, you gotta
Turn
lower
up
the porn.
Not porn. That was my ringtone.
Your ringtone can be porn, Marv. It's fine. We're all accepting in here. This is a safe environment.
I can. Why do you want me to watch porn so bad? You keep bringing it up.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out. You said you want to watch porn?
No, I
Marv, I don't want to get demonetized.
I hate you. I want you to know that.
You said you love The Lighthouse? I'm sorry, you're cutting out, Marv.
Never mind.
Film
It was
Kid.
funny because when I was watching the Substance movie in theaters, the couple sitting next to me, they were an older couple. They're like, we enjoyed the movie, but we wish it wasn't like a softcore porno.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think The Substance, I don't think Marv would like the story, but that is a Marv movie to the extent. Like,
Wow,
Marv, you got to check out The Substance.
What is it about?
Doesn't matter. Go into it, watch it.
It's about
blindly.
the substance.
Yeah.
Does it have Katy Perry?
No, it is Margaret
there
Qualley
is
and Demi. I almost said Demi Lovato. Demi Moore.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Dude,
It's
it's insane.
Margaret Qualley or whatever her name is.
I actually really want her to have my baby, so I definitely will go.
Well, you'll definitely think that after watching this too. It's a Marv movie. Like it's pretty much. I'll just say that there are a lot of shots that you would find.
What is a Marv? What is a Marv movie? So we can be on the same page.
So a Marv movie, there's a lot of raunchy humor. There's a lot of shots of women's rears. I'm trying to think what else. A lot of cursing. Just a lot of like buff men doing like buff things, which somehow similar to Top Gun, like is trying to be machismo, as you say, but will actually probably erotic.
I don't really like Top Gun, so
that's fair. But that's the Marv movie. That's the Marv formula.
No, it's not. That's not. I don't know. I do like the booty. Okay, I do like I love that part. You got that right. I like raunchy humor, but I need more than that. You don't pay attention to your friend at all because
Marv, you like American Pie. That's literally what that movie is.
What is it? First of all, I describe to you in great detail why I love those movies, and that's what you got from it. I gave you an essay on why I love them so much, and that's what you took from it. You don't be listening to me. I hate you.
What?
I love American Pie because it is a slice of life movie. It is about characters that I could relate to. I knew people like that. I was once like that. Like I am literally like Jim from American Pie.
And that's why, Marv, every year for your birthday, I always make sure to buy you an apple pie.
I actually would like that. I love apple pie. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, would you
Yeah.
recreate a certain scene from apple pie? I mean, from American Pie.
I would not. But I feel bad though that you've never watched all 4 movies. I mean, I don't think that you really like them like that, but I think that those movies are special to my heart. They always will be. I can't wait until my babies are of a certain age and I let them watch them. Actually, I might let them watch them this week.
Instead of giving them the talk, you just show them American Pie and say, "This is how it goes."
For sure. I've been trying to get my nephew to watch some of the old classics me and my brother watched, but he doesn't like movies. He just plays Fortnite all day.
Oh, so that's good. That's good to know. Anyway, sorry, just a lot of comments. So Film Kid says, "Give me 5 really artsy movies that I should watch." I think of the 3 of us, I think it goes without saying that I'm probably the one that leans closest to this. So I think I'll give him the 5 artsiest that I would recommend. So 2 of them I'm going to say are David Lynch. I would say Eraserhead, which I know you saw, but you didn't like, so cross that out. I'm going to say Inland Empire. That movie is insanity. It's shot on like camcorders, so if you don't have the Criterion Blu-ray, it's not going to look the best, but the remaster is pretty good. The Holy Mountain, I would say. Salo, 120 Days of Sodom. You Will Never Be the Same. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not going to say it's an amazing movie. It's not. But I'm definitely going to say this. It will definitely make you think. Yeah, I there's a lot of stuff in that movie where it's like, dear God in heaven. Like, Holy Mountain, I actually not rewatched. I watched it for the first time recently, and there's a reason why it's considered like top tier art house. It's like the granddaddy of art house filmmaking. It's very good, but it's not for everyone.
Be right back.
What's up?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. He's getting his barn, everyone.
I heard that.
I love Marv. All right, so I'm trying to think of 2 other ones. Oh no, one other one.
So add
I'll
the
come up
Green
with a
Knight on
more-
there.
What's up?
So add the Green Knight on there.
I would say instead of the Green Knight, I would say Ghost Story because I feel like he's probably seen the Green Knight. I'll say the Ghost Story, and a Ghost Story is one that I think all these movies you might not necessarily love on first viewing, but that's the power of films is that sometimes a film you have to rewatch it, and it's like, depending on where you are in life, it might hit you a certain way. And I think that all these movies will do that. You'll definitely have a reaction to all these movies, whether that's like, oh, I love this movie, or oh, I hate this movie. Regardless, you're going to have some kind of reaction. And I think that's part of what is great about films. I mean, like Sergey and I, we disagree on Eraserhead. Like, I love it, he doesn't, but I'm glad that he got a reaction out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst thing that you could do is watch a movie and it's like, like as soon as you watch it, it's like I have no recollection that I just saw the movie. Like that's the worst thing. I feel like.
No, I remember the movie. I was just like, I get it. Why is this so long? Like, just keep beating me over the head with the same message.
That's why I wouldn't recommend Inland Empire to you, because it's not 89 minutes like Eraserhead. It's 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour Lynchian film, and it's not for everyone. But Can Articulate and I, we always talk about method viewing, and I do recommend if you were to watch it at some point. I know it's different for you, Sergey, because you stay up late anyways, but for everyone else that normally doesn't stay out late, 2-3 a.m. in the morning watching Inland Empire, it's great.
So does that mean I have to do the inverse and watch it at 3 p.m.?
I feel like it wouldn't be the same though, seeing like sunlight and everything. Like it's a different experience watching a Lynch film where it's like it's dark at night. You can't.
They would always play Wild at Heart at like 3 in the morning on TV.
I forget if that was a midnight movie. I know that Eraserhead was. I don't know if Wild at Heart was, but it makes
on, like,
sense.
The IFC or Sundance Channel, they would always play that.
That's why. Okay. Bootzilla saw your review of Speak No Evil, and you weren't impressed, same as me. Thanks for by the way, still need to see the original. Thanks, man. Yeah, the best way I can sum it up is if you did not like the original, I think that you would like the remake. But if you're
Um,
someone, but if you're someone like myself who I liked the nihilism of the original, watching a more streamlined version, it works, but at the same time, like it just left me feeling kind of empty. Um, but I still can see why people liked it. And I'll say this: like my wife, she didn't watch the original, but she did say afterwards, she was like, I kind of wish that you know there was something that like happened to them because it seemed like they got off scot free. And I was like, well, that's why like the original. Like I told her the best way I described it is, I think that you'd be bored out of your mind watching the original, but I think the last 10 minutes you probably appreciate because it does like pull no punches like at all. Like it is, you know,
yeah,
it's not an easy watch.
yeah.
Would I watch it
That's
again?
the
I
only
don't.
thing. That's the only thing I'll remember about the original is the ending. But I do prefer the remake. But it's just it doesn't have that lasting power as the original.
Well, in the original, also, I think that them having three languages and using English as like the bridge between them, I think was genius. As opposed to the remake, I think that the kid speaking another language and writing a different language, I just don't think it quite works as well. Like it's a nice little nod to the original, but I just don't think it works quite as well. Even though it is kind of nice that it's saying that. I'm not going to spoil anything. Never mind. Just 'cause I'm sure there's a
It
something.
makes sense why he speaks a different language, but it's also a reveal that is done a little too early, given the original. We get that reveal like at the very end and
The very end,
in a
yeah.
car ride.
I liked, and I did like. I will say the American remake. I did like the reveal itself, but I agree that I think it was a little bit too early. But I think that the kids having more of a role was nice. It was a nice little
It
touch.
was funny watching the trailers. It made it seem like it was some new supernatural film or something.
Oh yeah, because they really emphasize like the tongue
The
thing.
the
It's just
tongue
like
thing with the cutting and everything.
yeah. He's like
I was like, what?
even the poster. It looks very supernatural, but it's not. Like it's it's
I have the poster. They were giving them away up front.
oh
I
yeah,
looked.
I have it too actually. Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Marv. Speak no evil. Marv is at Pound Town. Joseph Guerrero. Chad, have you seen the movie The Green Inferno? Funny you ask. I have not. So
I've heard about it.
when that movie came out, I remember that I was invited to see that movie, but I think it was 2014. Let me fact check myself. I believe it was 2014 when that came out.
Is that somehow related to Cannibal Holocaust or something?
It's basically Eli Roth paying homage to it, from what I
Okay.
understand. But yeah. So when that movie came out, I was invited to see that, but I think I saw Gravity instead. So I'll let you know about Green Inferno though, because I am planning to actually watch it in October, like as a part of horror movies I haven't seen yet. So I'll let you know, like, because I do want to try to watch all of Eli Roth's movies because I find him to be a fascinating director. I can't say I love him, but like something like Knock Knock, like I was like baffled watching that movie, but like I had so much fun with it. But I was just like
That
holy
movie,
cow, like.
that movie frustrated the hell out of me.
I know. Did you see on your review the emojis I added? Oh, I can't articulate. I watched 365 Days with my mother. That is awesome, honestly. Joseph Guerrero, Midsummer, like, but with cannibals. Yeah, I can't. I'll definitely let you know how it is. Just where Marv is hyped for the Madam Web sequel coming soon to a trash can near you. Film Kid, I'm going to try to go see an IMAX and A24 has been re-releasing movies the entire year. I really wish I went to go see Uncut Gems in May. Oh, dude, that was awesome. I'm so glad I did that. And that's why like something like The Lighthouse, I own it on Blu-ray. I think the Blu-ray is great. But when I saw it twice in theaters back in 2019, it was just a regular theater. So a one-day only release of The Lighthouse in IMAX, like, sign me up. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Can't articulate. Fast and Furious 38. They race with spaceships in order to defeat the Martians. Marv, we're talking smack on your boy Vin Diesel. Marv's out of it. Andrew Lay, anyone want an action musical as a James Bond movie? Damien Chazelle is rumored to be considered to direct. Probably fake news. I mean, that'd be an interesting choice. I mean, Chazelle, pretty much for me, Chazelle, anything he'll do, I'll be curious to see. So, like, if he were to do a James Bond movie, I'd be there, no question. What about you, Sergey?
Yeah, I'd be down to watch it. I don't know how that would work or who Bond would be. I know they had like Henry Cavill at one point was being considered. I don't know if I like that choice, but
Especially
I'm going to
since we
see,
saw,
I've seen every Bond film, so I'm going to see the next one. And I know you weren't a fan of the last entry, but No Time to Die. Yeah, I actually really like that one.
That movie sucks.
Whoa, Marv's back. Whoa. I thought it was okay. I don't share Marv's sentiment. I don't know. I enjoyed
thought it was a good way to end this series. I don't think we need any more Bond films, but it's going to be a franchise that's going to keep going. Maybe they do like a female Bond. I don't know. That'd be a little weird.
I feel like a female Bond. Like I would like to see like a female assassin, like with that type of thing. But I just kind of want to see it be creating its own IP. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of like a Jamie Bond or I don't know. Just like I'm all for seeing female
assassins. It's like the Netflix movies that came out with the Enola Holmes movies.
Oh yeah, where they're kind of riffing on the Sherlock
pretty
Holmes
much,
movies. But
they should have their own like identity and not just copy and paste things.
Yeah, it's tough because I understand that we're in the age of like IP is above everything, but like at the same time, I find it refreshing when you find a director that's able to carve his own franchise. Like think, the Knives Out franchise. Like that's cool that Rian Johnson was able to do something like that. Started as original idea, and the second one is original too, but it's like it's a franchise now where it's like its own story, and can't articulate. A lot of the return scenes were filmed like 4 minutes away from me. I could have gotten an extra or something. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, there's a lot of unique locations, I feel like, in Twin Peaks: The Return. It's funny because I episode 4 they revealed Dougie's mug where it says like Dougie's cup, and it's like I had that exact cup. So like when I'm method viewing, I legit have that cup while I'm drinking like coffee.
We should hang out at 30th Street Station. Maybe M. Night Shyamalan will pick us up.
Pick us up. Marvel will get us in there.
I didn't see Trap, so he probably wouldn't let me in.
Oh, Marv. Ace Blood's also on season 2, episode 7, The Sopranos. Really enjoying it. Oh wow, so you've really flown through the show. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. I think you'll I think it's season 3 or 4. Just where I need to check out Penguin Show. Yeah, it's they released, I don't know why, but they released the first episode yesterday, and then starting next Sunday, it will be week to week, which is cool. Can't articulate. Yeah, I liked the first episode of The Penguin. Yeah, it's enjoyable. Angela, I'm really tempted to see The Penguin now. I just love Matt Reeves' world for Batman and anyone in it. Also, should I watch the Ripley series? Finally saw the Matt Damon one from 1999 and loved it, and I love Saltburn as well. Heck yeah. So Ripley, I will be honest, I did not watch the show. I heard it was very good though. So I'd say give it a shot. It seems like it's something that's really good. And to be honest with you, it did get a lot of Emmy attention, so I'm sure that it's high quality. I like the main actor in that. Film Kid going to see my favorite film tomorrow night. My dad is watching it for the first time. Oh, dude, nice. What's your favorite film? Also, can't articulate. Hello, dude. I have 2 friends that have seen Twin Peaks: The Return, and I will just randomly reference that like to them. I'll be like, "Hello, But a lot of my other friends, I can't just say that. Like Sergey and Marv, I can't just be like hello because they'll just look at me like, bro, what are you doing?
I'll think you're making like a Seinfeld reference or something.
Oh, I always
I'll be
have.
like the guy from Mr. Robot, just talking about Seinfeld all the time.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And somehow you still haven't watched Seinfeld, and you watch Veep, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
man, dude, Veep is hilarious. I love it. Jonah Ryan is like so funny. Just Guerrero once again is Marvel Wall. Why be on a podcast, not show a face? Oh, Marv, you're getting called out, buddy.
Why don't you ever speak up for me? You know why?
Marv, you said that was going to be. Yeah, there we go. Up, and we're back. Marv, you should show your face, buddy.
It's an uncomfortable angle. What? I told you this. Why don't you ever have my back?
Well, we don't want you back. We want your front, Marv.
Never mind.
Hey, Fletch, Chad trolling Marv is great. Hey, that's what we do, right?
No.
Oh my goodness, Film Kid. I already know Marv loves Pain and Gain.
Absolutely. It's a masterpiece. I love it with all my heart and soul.
That's the one Michael Bay film I still need to see.
It's
That's probably
excellent.
the only one I'll like.
That's probably his best movie, Sergey.
Well,
Yeah.
The Rock, I remember thinking was okay.
Pain and Gain it's absolutely absurd, but like it's so enjoyable. Like
It will
that
get
might
you
be my
to the gym,
favorite.
right?
Hmm?
It will get you into a gym.
I mean, the characters are despicable. Like they are utterly despicable with what they do. But it's interesting. It is interesting, I will say. But like, dear God.
What a great
Godzilla.
movie.
American Pie is a slice of life. What a quote by Marv. That should have been on the movie poster.
That is a good one. That is a good one, Boots.
I'm glad Godzilla said that because I thought that too when you were like, it's a slice of life. I'm like, slice of pie. Just
Mhm.
a slice of American Pie. Film Kid Chad, on one of those films that you recommended me, I would want to do a watch along with you. I mean, I'm trying to think of those which would be a good watch along that wouldn't get us demonetized. Inland Empire, maybe. Sailor definitely would. I mean, holy cow! The first like 10 minutes it would be like probably my channel would get shut down. It would be like, oh, all right, Chad's not following the guidelines of this. Andrew Lay, The Lighthouse is pretty artsy to me. Every scene with the mermaid made me say, "I'm sorry, what?" Yeah, that's what Marv was saying too. Marv was questioning his sexuality, to be honest, after watching the movie.
No, I was
He
not.
told me that. He's like, that Robert Pattinson, man, like, man, oh man. Literally told me that. And I was like, Marv, I get that. I get it.
I actually feel like that was you because you love that movie entirely too much.
It's not like I have a shirt or anything of the lighthouse.
I don't
want
either.
to be lobster.
And you definitely have the lobster shirt.
No, I do.
You
Dude,
even
I
quoted
make sure
the movie. You
I
quoted the
make
movie.
I make sure to wear it, Marv, whenever I hang out with you.
I don't know why. Why do you want to torture me that way?
Your short film was clear inspiration from that movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, mortality. It wasn't even just like the lighthouse. Like, to be honest with you, that was kind of like the afterthought where it was like, like the black and white cinematography. But like, no, the first inclination of what made me come up with mortality was I was just thinking about like my own faith and my own like struggle with like religion. And then I was just like writing all my, thoughts about it and everything and all my like, frustration and where I like stand and everything. And I was writing it out and everything. And then I was like, why not put all this into a movie? Like literally have a character that's also like struggling with faith and everything. And then one thing led to another. And then I was like, oh, the lighthouse, like there's certain things in the lighthouse like that I liked cinematically. So I'm like, oh, let me black and white cinematography, like let me see how this would look. And I remember I played around with it before I even shot, like to see how black and white cinematography would look on an iPhone. And I was like, yeah, I mean, this is, yeah.
I think
So-
they're shooting the next, what is it, 28 years later or whatever on an iPhone.
iPhone 15, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so fitting because I don't know if you saw 28 Days Later, but that was shot on like a Razor phone. And then, it's even more hilarious. Like it was shot on a Razor phone, like in a camcorder, and then all of a sudden, the third act, it's like this crystal clear 35 millimeter like shooting, and it's like, okay, so okay.
That's a really good movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's so good. Sergey, have you seen that movie?
This October, I'm catching up on all of them.
Oh, you're gonna hate it, but it's worth a watch at least once. Yeah, you're not gonna like it because it's literally before and during like the zombies, so it's not like after the fact. But one thing I will say, and I think it's gonna be funny because you watched The Walking Dead first, but like The Walking Dead, the first season was clearly inspired by 28 Days Later because like the first scene is literally Cillian Murphy waking up in a hospital bed, like after the fact that the zombie invasion happened. So it's like, that's what happens to the what's the main character's name in
Link or God dang it. I just know the actor's name at this point.
Yeah, I think Andrew Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. So it's going to be interesting. I'm expecting, let's see, 2.5 out of 5. That's my prediction. Set it on here first.
Seems pretty high
for a zombie film.
Yeah.
Ace Pledge Chat. I still can't get over how good Mr. Robot was. Really appreciate the recommendation, dude. Of course, I always try to spread the word with that show because I feel like the unfortunate thing with that show was that there was so much hype after the first season that the second season was very divisive for a lot of people. So it didn't really get any like Emmy attention or just award attention in general. So people just kind of forgot about it. And it's a shame because I feel like if season 2 wasn't as divisive, if a lot of people watched season 3 and 4, I feel like you would have seen a lot of Emmy attention on season 3 and 4. Especially with like, camera editing, like specifics like that, and also acting. But it is what it is. It's just as it stands, it's kind of one of those shows that's like a hidden gem. Can't articulate. I like the Big Lebowski shirt. Top 3 funniest movies for me, dude. Yeah, heck yeah. I have 2 Big Lebowski shirts, but this one I love. One of my friends, Alex, he got me another one where it says like that's just like your opinion, man. But I like this one too. One of my favorite comedies too, and Sergey's as well. Marv hasn't seen it, unfortunately.
I have not seen it,
but he saw How to Be Single 60 times.
It's a great movie. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Marv, where are you at?
Right here.
Oh, I can't see you.
Shut up. When are you ever going to watch How to Be Single? I want to know this.
As soon as you have an angle of more than just the top of your head.
Chad.
There we go.
I'm not letting you troll me. I'm not letting you do it.
Marv, you take the bait. Like I have the worm like right here, and you're like taking it, and I'm just like reeling in like real fast.
That still doesn't answer my question.
What was your question?
When are you going to watch How to Be Single?
If I'm ever single, like it seems like it's a tutorial guide to how to be single, and like right now, like you see the ring. Like
Sergey, would you ever watch?
I don't want to learn how to be single, because
I don't know. How long is it?
About an hour and 40.
I'd have to see who's in it.
Dakota Johnson, Leslie Mann,
Okay.
Damon Wayans Jr., Allison Brie.
Okay.
Anders Holm. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who that is.
He's one of the workaholics.
Who directed this film?
What's her name? No, it's a dude. Christian, not Slater. Christian something. It's
Christian Slater.
Not Christian Slater. It's Christian something.
So what other movies has he done?
Not a lot. Not a lot. I know that. I looked it up. The writers you might know. Do you know who Dana Fox is? She wrote The Devil's Wear Prada.
Okay.
She wrote The Lost City too.
Okay.
And the
Well,
other
you kind of know what to expect.
and the
Yeah,
other
I
writer
mean,
and the
Devil Wears Prada was okay.
I do like that.
I can see why people enjoy that.
and the other
Oh, How to
writer.
Be Singles on Netflix.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why I asked you would you ever watch it. And then the other writer is the writer who
Maybe.
wrote Sex and the City.
Maybe I would watch it.
3 writers.
Where did this come from?
All right. I mean, Corella. Oh, what a great screenplay. Isn't it romantic? Yeah, it's on my watch list, Marv. But I also have, if you look, if you go on Letterboxd, you'll see I also have 500 plus movies on my watch list. So,
Which means you'll never watch it.
not necessarily. There's certain movies that some movies that I just finally crossed off my list.
I don't ever see you watching it. Ever.
You never know, man. Maybe if when I do 3 mile, walk in the morning, maybe I'll put it on the treadmill.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Or as Sergey calls it, a background movie. I call it a treadmill movie because it's like, all right.
I have a higher chance of watching Madam Web though.
Hey, well,
Did you answer the three movies though?
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I can't articulate. I like that. Big That's your top 3 funniest movies. Oh no, it was he was saying it's top 3
Oh, okay.
for him. Just a Guerrero. Film kit. I know you're gonna get mad at me, Marv, but I genuinely don't care. Oh, I'm probably gonna pick up the 4K A24 box set of The Lighthouse. There you go. I love it. I love hearing that.
hey man, enjoy that headache.
I want the set to come with like a lobster and like a statue of like the mermaid. Like that would be for the 10-year anniversary. They got to have like a collectible packaging with that. That'd be very interesting. Just like American Pie, they should have like it be like the collector's edition, literally be looking like a pie. That'd be something interesting.
with 4 slices, right?
That's not a bad idea. Andrew Lay, next year I'll be as old as Ben Affleck when he won the Oscar for Good Will Hunting. This was on my mind the whole time watching the movie last week, and I'm sad. Hey, man. I mean, look, that's a great movie. I get what you're saying, though, because, like, watching Whiplash, like, when it first came out, I still remember when it came out, where I was, how I watched it and everything, and, like, I'm like, holy cow, that was 10 years ago. And I can imagine 10 years from now when I'm rewatching, I'm going to be like, wow, that was 20 years ago. And then 15 years from now, I'm going to be like, 25. I'm going to be like, holy cow, like I'm the same age as Miles Teller pretty much. Also, film kids really calling you out, Marv. Marv, are you not showing your face because you're afraid to show your bald head? Oh. Marv, you going to take that?
Causing too much of a reflection.
Thanks, guys.
Marv, I can introduce you to the other sponsor of this video. We have a bunch of sponsors, guys. Hims. Are you bald? Are you worried about hair loss? Then Hims is your introduction to such. Hims can help you. There's a free 30-day trial. Shipping and handling is not included, though.
Don't joke about my bald head unless you want to be next.
Hey, Marv, you saw me before Hims, and you saw me now. Like there's a lot. I gained a lot of my hair back.
Well, listen, I'm just saying, man. You don't want to deal with this. I deal with being bald pretty okay.
That's why what?
I don't know.
I gotta get you a subscription to Hims, then, man. Like
I don't know how you would deal with having a baldy. I don't know. I don't know if you could pull off the Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, you kidding me? I would look like.
He doesn't even drink beer. You want him to be Stone Cold Steve Austin?
He would be ice cold Steve Austin.
No, dude, I honestly I'd be terrified to be bald because I feel like I would just come off as like just your typical like incel YouTuber where it's like, oh my goodness, this movie had a woman in it. Oh, can't believe it.
Well, let me stop you right there. There's plenty of white bald dudes who are not incels. I will not allow that slander. We're going to respect our bald brothers out there who
I am glad that you're supporting the white bald brothers. They need it. Especially shout out to Robert Storms.
Who's Robert Storms?
The Parasite guy.
Who's that?
Oh my goodness, Marv, you don't know about him?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. Let me I have it. Let me pull it up because dude, like he had a meltdown about Parasite winning Best Picture. And he let's see. It might be too long, the video, but my Bong Joon-ho ranking list, I actually put some of the video like in there. So I have it saved to my phone. He actually, so what happened was he shared it and he was like drunk when he posted it. And then later on, after he sobered up, like he then was like, I probably shouldn't have done it, but like I stand by all of it. And then he was like, still screw Parasite. And he was getting a lot of attention, like negative attention, of course. And next thing we know, he then deleted the video. But before that, I managed to actually like save the video. So I have the like this gem of a video where it's like you see someone melting down, and the cherry on top is he didn't even see the movie. He's complaining about Parasite winning Best Picture, but he didn't even see the movie. And I think, let me add a second cherry on top. The second cherry on top is that he is complaining because Joker should have won Best Picture, because Joker is more important because it's dealing with poverty and class system and everything. And it's like, bro, if you saw Parasite literally is about that. Oh gosh. It just
how old is he?
He was in his 30s, I think.
He's probably just not mature, man.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like, yeah, he's something.
I know the comment section was killing him.
Oh yeah, dude. Like he was getting, yeah. I mean, every which way because
and he never took the video down.
No, he took the video down. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad that I have it. Like, I saved it before he deleted it. But yeah, he deleted it.
Yeah,
you can find like little snippets like online, but
you know what's crazy? You ever saw the meme like about when you're like drunk texting somebody and somebody like get his phone? Like, I wish somebody was there to be like, yeah, bro, take that down. You know, because that's not just ignorance. That actually might be retardation to because he had a meltdown about it, right? But literally, like all the points that he's saying, that movie Parasite, which I've never saw, by the way, but I do know that it's not political. It's what is it, Chad? It's it deals satire? With. I know it's satire, but it's dealing with like some certain issues like that.
Oh, social commentary.
Yeah. So like I felt like when you see that, it's just like, dude, this is why you should watch the movie. Like not only have you not seen the movie, but you're critiquing it off of a movie that did do what it did.
Wait, on that note, sorry, it took a little bit for the video to come up, but I'm actually gonna play the video because like I said, I have it downloaded on my.
You got to be shitting me, right? This has to be a joke. This absolutely has to be a joke. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. If you're new to the channel or if you're a repeat viewer, do me a huge favor. Don't hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it if you do, but hit that like button. That's more important because the more times people hit that like button, the better the chance of YouTube sharing this video with other YouTubers and it gets more exposure. And I really want this video to get exposure because I'm a little bit upset, okay? I'm a little bit upset. So I just got done watching the Oscars, something I do every year with my buddy Adam, Filmmaster Adam. And Parasite won Best Picture. Here's the problem I have with Parasite winning Best Picture. It already was nominated and won for Best Foreign Film. So if Best Foreign Film is the equivalent to Best Picture for the foreign films, why is it then allowed to be nominated for Best Picture? Can someone explain that to me? It isn't like, the Oscars has, Best Picture and Best United States Film, right? It's like we don't have two chances to win a movie, right? Like Joker, 1917, Ford vs. Ferrari, Marriage Story, they didn't have two
1917
chances
is
to win
literally
an
a
Oscar.
British.
It was Best Picture and Best Picture only. It wasn't Best U.S. Film, Best Foreign Film, then Best Picture, right? But no, Parasite had the chance to win Best Foreign Film and Best Picture. So why, I don't get it. There's a reason why they made the Best Animated category. Because Beauty and the Beast was nominated for Best Picture, and then the Oscars decided we're going to make its own little category, which I'm okay with, to be honest with you. So why do we have Best Foreign Film, yet these movies are then qualified to enter Best Picture? True, we can sit there and say, well, just because it's foreign doesn't mean it's the Best Picture. That's fine. But out of everybody in the United States of the motherfucking America, how many people actually fucking seen Parasite? Can someone please raise your goddamn hand and tell me, for the love of Christ, how many fucking people in the United States of a motherfucking America saw Parasite?
I did.
Sure.
Only
Please.
American films, guys.
United
Only
States,
American.
This is
America.
America.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if you've seen Parasite.
One movie per category. We cannot have any redundancy.
It's like, how much ignorance? Like, I swear, the fact that video went viral, it was like one of the most watched American videos, like reactions after the Oscars. It was like, this is like so bad for America, because it's like, it's so ignorant. It's like, how much ignorance can you wrap into one video? And that's not even the full video. Like, he then goes on to talk about, like, he's like, oh, I haven't even seen Parasite. And it's like, my dude, like, that's probably something you should do. And then have a reaction.
He needed a superhero movie to win Best Picture. He saw his background. It's like everything Marvel and DC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Ace Paulette's shots fired from Film Kid. Love it. Joseph Guerrero, he is afraid because of his love for Madam Web at Film Kid. Ace Paulette's, I think the reason Mr. Robot isn't as popular because Game of Thrones season 5 was airing at the same time. True. And Game of Thrones, was a huge success. Andrew Lay Marvin is showing his face because he's rehearsing for the basement scene of the election 1999 remake. Can't articulate. Hot take time. Dune 2 was just all right. It's fair. I thought it was really good, but fair. Film Kid, instead of a lobster, they should use a seagull. I like that. Can articulate. Doesn't even feel like Whiplash and Interstellar are a decade old. I know. It's crazy though. I'm excited for the re-release of Interstellar.
When is that?
Nothing wrong with being bald. I'm bald. Joseph Statham, FTW. I love that. Film Kid. My dad's bald, but that's not the point. Can't articulate. I remember that Parasite guy. Yeah, dude. Like I can't lie. I've seen that video like so many times because it is. It's like it's preposterous. Like. And I watched an interview with him talking afterwards with Popcorn Planet, and it is like backpedaling the interview. It is like actually amazing to watch.
Has he finally seen Parasite?
He did, but he said that he wished that that there was a dubbed version. And I was like, shoot me now, like please, like okay, sure. But he said that he watches like anime, like subs, but like everything else now. I'm like,
so an anime film should not win Best Picture then.
That's gonna be his next rant. Ace Black Shadow, are you looking forward to your Hannibal rewatch? Absolutely, dude. I actually have on my schedule for stuff to watch that October 1st. I'm gonna try to start it. Like normally I try to watch like 2-3 episodes like right away on October 1st, but the only thing is October 1st, there's the vice president election, which Sergey and I were actually talking about before we started airing. So normally I don't watch the vice president election, but I really am curious to see how that whole debate's going to go down. So I might just watch 1 or 2 episodes of Hannibal that then. But I am very excited. Film Kid, Marv, have you seen Parasite? Marv answered that. He said no. Can't articulate. His crooked glasses didn't help him. Talking about Robert Storms. LOL. Bootzilla, this guy is like Chad in an alternate universe.
In the United States of a mother effing America.
This is United States. Let me tell you about Parasite. Parasite, like, why did it win? Like, other films don't get, more than one chance to win Best Picture. True, there's international film. True, there's like cinematography and everything, but those aren't other categories. There's only one category, and that's the United States of America.
What kind of American are you?
I'm a real American.
Oh my god, he's such Andrew Lay. He deserves an Academy membership. He's plus. I think he's biased towards Joker. He's clearly a comic fan. Yeah. Don't get United States. I've seen Parasite. Tell me, how many of you have seen Parasite? I hate the idea of someone thinking that money equals quality of a film. Like, that is actual preposterous. Like,
I beg to differ. I
was about to say, doesn't Marv think like that?
Kind of. Marv, I'm going to throw this Celsius can.
I can back it up. Can you?
I can. Super Mario Brothers, over $1 billion. Good movie.
I haven't seen it, but
good.
What I will say is that the people who saw it loved it.
I mean, Sergey and I raise our hand if we don't like Super Mario Brothers.
I like the game. I don't like the movie.
The movie, the Castrad movie.
But you're two people.
Yeah, we're in the United States of America.
No. Seriously, think about it, right? Now, mind you, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it, right?
We got a Robert Storms moment.
No, I didn't say it was good or not. I just said I just said that if those people like it, then they'll just be like, well, what are you talking about? That movie's good, or whatever the case may be. But you two are just saying, no, it's not good, whatever. But you're just two people. Like what's the saying? How does the saying go? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
I mean, Patrick Williams literally has an entire video where it's a movie that everyone saw, but people aren't exactly saying like, oh, it's great. Like, a lot of people are saying they enjoyed it, which is fine.
Which one?
The one we've been talking about, Super Mario Brothers.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
I think they are doing a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, for example, do you guys like Titanic?
Of course.
Yeah,
I like it.
That for a long time, that was the highest grossing movie of all time.
Right.
And I'm not gonna say everybody loved it because they didn't, but a lot of people love that movie. To this day, it's considered a classic, right?
Right.
And I think we all would say rightfully so. Right?
For different reasons.
Different reasons, but rightfully so. Right? If you think about it, Chad, I'll pull one of the movies that you like. Top Gun Maverick.
I mean, I enjoy Top Gun Maverick, but I enjoy it.
I'll put it to you this way. I do not enjoy it. To this day, I do not understand what the fuss was about. That being said, that's just me. I saw it with you two, actually, both of you. I watched it with you. I don't think Sergey liked it at all.
I thought it was okay, but I guess it was better than the original.
I was like,
yeah, I agree.
I literally was like, I guess it was okay, right? But then the next day and for the rest of the summer, all I heard was Top Gun Maverick. Did you see that? That was the best movie of the year. That was the best movie in the last couple years. I'm like, where? What did I watch the same movie? Right?
Yeah, but Mark, here's a good example. I will use food as an analogy here.
I know I don't like because I don't know I don't like what you're about to do. I know what you're about to do, and I don't want to.
You don't know what I'm about to do.
I do, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, actually, no. First, what do you think I'm going to do?
I know what you're going to do. So just go ahead.
What am I going to do? I want to see if you can actually guess what
you're going to say. It's the McDonald's analogy, and you're going to say fast food and yada yada yada.
No, not at all.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Chad.
This is how I know. But I guarantee you, as soon as I'm saying it, you're going to be like, yeah, Chad, I knew you were going to say that, even though you just United States of America. So what I was going to say is it's the equivalent of when you are looking up restaurants, you will automatically go to your eyes will go to the restaurants that are popular, the ones that you recognize. But that doesn't mean certain restaurants that you might not necessarily recognize. It doesn't mean that those aren't good. In fact, I'm sure if you go to them, they might probably be better because they have to fight a lot harder to be, getting customers versus a name brand, something like McDonald's. It has its name brand, so it's like people are automatically going to go to it because it's something that's popular. Versus like a mom and pop shop, they have to work very, very hard to get people to come through the door and go through word of mouth, so that way more people will, check them out. And it's the same thing with movies, like independent films. Yes, there are some blockbusters that are better than independent films, but they have to work a lot harder. They have to put a lot more of their artistic merits and strengths into the films versus a blockbuster studio. It's like they can go based off of IP. They can go based off of, a producer giving them a bunch of money to do things. And what I'm trying to say here is that I really don't think that money dictates quality. I think it just dictates the fact that a studio is, proud of the fact that they're able to produce a movie and they have confidence. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there aren't films that have made a lot of money that are good. There are plenty of them. Like, we talked about Titanic, the Avatar films we enjoy, Avengers Endgame. Like, there are plenty of them that are enjoyable, but like, I'm not going to sit here and say like that means that, you know what, Endgame, best movie of 2019, Titanic, best movie in 1997. It's like, no. If you go below the surface, there were a lot of films of 1997 that I like better than Titanic. Boogie Nights, Good Will Hunting, Lost Highway. The list can go on, but I still really enjoy Titanic. I think that it's a good introduction though into film as like an art form, but I wouldn't say it's the best. But that's my rant for the night. The Celsius kicked in, I think. This video is sponsored by it. What is your retort though, Marv?
My retort?
Yeah.
I would just say I like that analogy. I would just say that even though we might know different movies that we might like more in 1997, what we can agree on is that most people who saw Titanic, we all agreed that we liked Titanic. And I think that's what all the money that it made says. That a lot of people came together as a collective and decided that, yeah, we really like this movie. So,
but that movie was also in theaters for like 3 months, I think.
No, it
was in theaters for like a year.
A year.
So
yeah, people kept going to go see it, and I think that's the real power of a movie right there, Chad. Word of mouth, because it opened with $28 million, and over the course of a year, people just kept going back over and over again. It just kept playing every day, every weekend. People just kept going, 20 million, 20 million, 20 million.
I wouldn't mind watching that in theaters. Like if they re-showed it, I never got that experience.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I would love to. I actually just watched it. Like no, that's a lie. I watched it like last year when the people died in the implosion. I kind of like watched it in their honor. Isn't that weird? But
that's method viewing, man.
I watched it and I was like, that movie's awesome, right? I also realized for the first time, Chad, that Rose is actually kind of a hoe, right? But it's okay because she's Kate Winslet and she can do no wrong.
I can't.
She is. We're gonna keep it real, okay?
10 years ago I would have agreed with you, but no, I think that.
Who else did she sleep with?
Exactly.
I'm gonna.
She fell in love with some kid. Like
no, I don't.
They were both kids.
That's
too.
what I thought, Sergey. She did not fall in love. He was her. What did they call it? What I was asking my sister-in-law about it. He was her sneaky link. That's all she. That was
just rebelling. Okay.
No, that was her sneaky link, and I had multiple women confirm it for me. She was like, "Yeah, that's what Jack was. That's how he was."
She didn't even like him at first,
dude. She didn't.
Sneaky link.
She literally was only with one dude after Jack, though.
Sneaky link.
She didn't have any sneaky links, Marv.
Jack was her sneaky
literally
link.
As she's getting ready to die, the first thing she's thinking about is Jack. Like, what does that tell you?
Then she let him go.
Because there's no way. First of all, that the water was
dead at that point.
Nah.
There's no way that they both could have been on that. I know that Mythbuster says otherwise, but there's no way. It would have.
She could have put her life jacket underneath.
We're definitely going to Mythbusters.
It would have tilted. I swear, it would have.
They could have took turns, Chad. Let's keep it real.
I am saying this from experience. I'm
You
saying
and Nicolette would take turns. She would
Bro,
not let you sit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this from experience. Like, so when I was on my honeymoon, we were in.
You got an iceberg?
No, thank God, no. But we were both in a boat, and I think I fell in the water, and so I was trying to get back on while she was on. She was trying to help me, and yeah, we both fell into the water. And I literally thought of Titanic in that moment because I was like, yeah, like screw Jack. They both would have died. They both would have been frozen. So I was like, thank God this isn't frozen water because we both would have died here. But I
hold up. Was your life in danger?
No. It was
okay.
The water wasn't that deep.
Oh,
Did you reenact the scene?
No. No.
So,
I'm saying, like, if you've ever
safe.
been in a boat, I don't know if you've ever been in a boat, Mark, but it's like it is so easy to lose balance. And I can only imagine where it's like probably 0 degrees and it's freezing cold out, and it's like I give her props, and she only was with one other dude afterwards and everything. So like I think you got to give her a little bit of credit here.
I'm giving her credit because she's Kate Winslet and she can do no wrong.
I mean, Kate Winslet is great. I am with you on that, but give Rose some credit.
No, Kate Winslet, she is a goddess. Do you understand what I'm saying? A goddess. She can do no wrong. I don't care. She could have killed Jack herself. I don't care. Because she's Kate Winslet, she can do no wrong. I've been in love with her since I was 5. Did you know that?
Are you seeing her new movie coming out?
She has a new movie.
I'm going to try it
Yeah.
too. Oh, Ace Blood says you need to show the rest of the video later, please. I was thinking about actually sharing the video on YouTube, like having some modifications so it's like enough of a difference, like black and white, speeding up some of the footage and everything, but because nobody else is really showing like the video, but it's like, yeah, like I have a full video. But I don't know. I was like, demonetized.
Just on a quick side note, since we were talking about Rose, I just wanted to just take this moment to say that Jenny is definitely a hoe. Okay, we're keeping it.
We're not going to talk about another best picture. That we're not going to get into that.
That one I can agree with.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Andrew Lay, Dune 2 was just all right. I'll be turning into the Reverend Mother and Gasp Abomination. Can't articulate. Heard you have Homeland on your watch list. I still need to watch that. Been put off for 13 years. Yep.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
But you said, Sergey, it kind of tampers off in the last.
I think you can stop watching after the first 3 seasons. I think it wraps up everything. And then the later seasons is trying to reboot because it's kind of out of ideas. But I think if you watch the first 3 seasons, you'll be satisfied and you don't really need to continue after that. Season 4 is still pretty good, though.
Can't articulate. Those last scenes were good at Andrew Lay. Yeah. Oh. May thy knife chip and shatter. Just where Top Gun Maverick kills Madam Web. Facts. Yes. Can't articulate. All right, man. I can't take this Top Gun Maverick slander. Look, I've seen it 3. Yeah, I've seen it 3 times. So like, I enjoyed it. Can't articulate. May thy knife chip and shatter at Andrew Lay. Love it. Ace Plets, I like the food analogy, Chad, and I 100% agree. Yeah, because I mean, dude, like one of my best friends, John, shout out to John. He's probably not watching, he's actually asleep. But yeah, he introduced me to a lot of places where we would just go to these random mom and pop shops. Both haven't tried them, and we would just, try it, and it was like pretty good. Before he moved, we would do that quite often, and it was always like it was nice. Because again, they have to work even harder, and it's like a show like The Bear. The reason why I like that show especially is because I feel like it does a good job of depicting that, where it's like they have to work their way up to get it, so that way people recognize them. Like they have to fight tooth and nail, as opposed to something like Red Lobster. Actually, Red Lobster is probably a bad analogy because I think they went into Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So never mind about that. Like something like Chick-fil-A, where they already have a brand. Of nice, Christian white folks. So it's like they have a brand and they don't have to work as hard. They know that they can stick to the formula and they will bring about so many people. And if they change things a little bit, they're going to lose people, as opposed to a mom and pop shop. They can do whatever they want. So I don't know. Artistically, that's why I appreciate it. Angel A. Gone Girl is old as Whiplash and Interstellar, y'all. And since I made sure I was on Pike and Ben Affleck earlier, I can't believe it's been taunting poor Nick for 10 years now. So I used to hate her like the first time I saw it. Like I kind of missed the message of the film when I first saw it, but I see both viewpoints. I do think that she, of course, went overboard, but I see the dilemma where it's like both characters are in the wrong. It's just one of those things where whose side you kind of, lean towards. And I don't really lean towards either of them. I just think that they are made for each other. They are both very flawed individuals. And like, even when, spoiler alert, even when he has a chance at the end to like back out, and for a fact that it's not his child, even then he still continues onwards with it. And it's like, okay, they're made for each other. Like, they are both two toxic individuals. One's a little bit more, of course, but it's a very fascinating film. I love it. That's why it's in my top 5 of all time. Like, I love that film.
Love that movie.
Yep.
It's an onion, many layers. Film Kid is really calling you out today, Marv. Marv, why is Hereditary in your Letterboxd watch list? This is a good question. This is a mic drop moment. Marv?
What's wrong with that?
Well, watch list implies that you haven't seen it before.
Oh, but you know that I have.
Well, Letterboxd doesn't. We don't.
Every time he wants to rewatch it, he just adds it to his watch list.
Well, we you know that I've seen it 100 times. So
I don't, Marv. I'm waiting for you to use Letterboxd, buddy. I want to see. I want to see your daily schedule of what you're watching. Like, just you quickly log it. Like, oh, this movie's a 5 out of 5, or oh, this movie's a 1 out of 5. I want to see the character development of it.
We want to see some 3-star reviews.
I have those. What are you talking about? Actually, hold on. I can actually take it off the charger now. It's charged. Okay.
We see Marv.
I'm
Now we don't.
Letterboxd right now. I don't know how to.
Well, guys, we saw him for a little bit.
Letterboxd.
Disagree because Hereditary is good. Absolutely. Oh, Ace Plet's hot take: Bear should have ended on season 1.
Oh, dang!
That's where I stopped, actually.
Oh, there it is.
Season 2, I do quite like. There are some episodes that I think are fantastic, and I do think season 3. There's one episode in particular that I think is incredible. It's, without spoiling anything, there's one character that's like looking for a job and like going through like how difficult it is, and it was just one of those instances where it was perfect timing because it was like I was going through that earlier this year. So after I had just gotten a job, like another one, and then I was watching that episode, I was like, oh my goodness, like I know what she's going through. Like I know that feeling. Like, it's just, when the job market's not the best and it's like, you're trying to find something, and it's like that episode alone, I think, is worth watching for season 3. But season 3 is, kind of a bumpy ride. Angel A, I've been catching up with Brady Corbett to prepare for the Brutalist. Voxlux's opening is crazy, man. Now that's a bang. Sorry. Yeah, that opening scene turned my stomach. But the rest of the movie I thought was just okay. I thought it was quite an interesting choice to use the same actress for 2 different roles. Sergey, did you see Voxlux?
No, but I wanted to because Natalie Portman's in it.
Yeah, she's good in it. She's quite good. Yeah, it's the same director that did The Brutalist, which is coming out. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to be, because I remember Voxlux, like, pacing being kind of an issue, even though it's not that long. So the fact that it's going to be over 3 hours, like with The Brutalist, I'm like, okay, here we go. Film Kid and Angel A, did you just spoil the ending to Gone Girl? And don't answer the question. I haven't seen it. Gone Girl has a very happy ending.
Hence why she's gone.
It actually does have a happy ending.
Oh, no spoilers, Marv.
It does have a happy ending, though. I'm being serious.
Ace Splits. Oh, don't get me wrong. Season 2 is fantastic, but I think season 1 ended so well. Didn't watch 3 because I didn't hear good things. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Season 1 of The Bear, the way it ends, like it is nice to where audiences are able to pretty much come up with their own ending with what happens, and it is kind of a nice, happy ending. It's like a nice little bow tie. But I do think it is interesting seeing the characters in season 2 going through all that they do, and like that Thanksgiving episode is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of the whole show. So season 2 for me is like worth existing for that episode alone.
But how does season 2 end?
Um,
Is it good to stop there, or do you need to watch season 3 at that point?
Season 2, I think, if I recall correctly, I think it was a pretty good ending. Like season 3 was one of those things where I was, of course, knowing that I was going to watch it, but it wasn't like I was like, oh my goodness, like like I can't believe it. Like I can't believe they ended it the way that they did. Now season 3, on the other hand, it is like a cliffhanger ending, and so
Okay.
if you watch season 3, it's like you do feel inclined to watch season 4 because of how it ends.
Yeah, because I was pretty satisfied with season 1's ending.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine to end it there. I mean, honestly, the episode in season 2 that I'm talking about, the Thanksgiving episode, I think it's called Fishes. And that episode does work on its own, like as a standalone episode, because it's a flashback episode. So like you could technically watch that just randomly, and I think you would still like it because it's a episode that's all about like the dysfunctional family dynamics, and it's anxiety inducing. It's really good though. Marv, you should watch The Bear.
What is it about again?
It's about a mom and pop shop, and the lead character is someone that like used to work in like the higher up restaurants, and he's trying to help out the mom and pop shop because his I think it was his cousin. No, I think it was his brother, right?
His brother, yeah.
His brother unfortunately passed away, and he was the one that ran it. So he's taking over and trying to basically keep it afloat because it's like in debt and everything. So he's using all his skills to keep them afloat, but also at the same time give some artistic products to give to the people. So it's all about, again, like art and how food can be looked at as such. And that's why I used the food analogy earlier, because I think The Bear does a really good job with it, where it's like, yeah, when people are eating food, they're not like, oh my goodness, this bite was like so exquisite, like the taste buds that it really enamored the aromatic feel of a certain spice. Like most people, not there are some people that I'm sure do think that way, but most people aren't like that. They just want it to taste good. And The Bear goes into how, yes, but there are people that actually put a lot of effort into making it taste good. And that's what I like about it. Let's see. Andrew Litt. Oh, I like that. Ace Plutz. My favorite episode was the season 1 finale. Yeah, that was a great episode. Like tomato sauce. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Litt, I should make a Marry Me watch list with Gone Girl, Anatomy of a Fall, Marriage Story, Phantom Thread, and Maestro. Oh my goodness. I love it. Especially Marriage Story. Show them to my future fiance. You know, ironically, it's funny you say that, Andrew, because I've ironically seen all those films with my wife. Like, no joke, I've seen all of them. Like, Gone Girl, Nicolette loved. Anatomy of a Fall, she quite liked. She thought it was a little bit too long, but she liked it overall. Marriage Story, she liked quite a bit. Phantom Thread, she really liked. And Maestro, her and I were on the same page. It was like, wow, this is what we're watching the day after Christmas. Like, definitely a lump of coal. Yeah. I remember you forewarned me, Sergey. You were like, yeah, it's kind of average. And I was like,
that's a movie they need to remake.
Yeah, already. Oh, gosh. Film kid. Oh, I got to go to bed. It's 2 minutes away from 1 a.m. for me, so good night. Dude, it's all good. Yeah, I know a lot of my viewers are all over. Like, Andrew Lay's in New Zealand, so he's already... I think he's already at... Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're probably at like 5 p.m. on September 21st. The time zones are crazy, man.
5 p.m. He's already a day in the future.
Oh, I know. He said the one time, and it was pretty funny. He was like, He's like, yeah, I saw the stream. I forget which day it was, but he said like, oh, the stream was for this day, but like I'm already at the next day. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Time moves differently in Middle Earth.
Yeah, time is a flat circle. Ace Palettes. I know you're not a big fan of Sons of Anarchy so far, but if you had to pick a favorite season, what would it be? Let me look at my ratings. I think it might have been season right now, based on the ratings, I would say like season 1 or 2, maybe 2. But I'm just I'm like depressed with the show, to be honest with you. Like it's one of those shows that I love frustrating cinema. Sergey and I talk about this all the time, where it's like I genuinely do like it when characters are frustrating because it matches reality so much. Like humans in general, we're frustrating creatures. Let's face it. But Sons of Anarchy, it's not putting these frustrating characters under a microscope. It's making it so that way it's like, yeah, these characters, they are in the right. And it's like, I mean, you have any self-awareness here? Like, you understand that, like, you're saying one thing and doing another thing, and there's, like, pretty much no humor, which I also normally like. I love dark tone shows, but it's done in such a way that it's not that interesting. There's no flair to the directing. There's just not much for me to grasp onto from a filmmaking perspective, which makes it all the more hard to appreciate these characters that are just like, you know, very repetitive, which again is also human nature, I know, but yeah, gosh, just talking about it, it's like, my goodness, you would hate it, Sergey. Marv, you might like it.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like it.
It's
I
the
still have
biker
to see
show.
the bike riders.
Oh no, yeah. I like that. I actually, my brother's been telling me to watch it for 10 years.
You might like it. I think potentially. It's just one of those. It's just one of those shows that it's very, very popular, and I understand to an extent because what I've noticed is that a lot of people really buy into like those facade of like people that say they're for family values, but the reality is they're not. They're not at all. And that's what this show is, where it's like you have all these characters that keep saying family more times than Vin Diesel in a Fast and Furious movie.
I was about
Yet
to
they're
say.
doing the opposite. Like, I kid you not, there's a character that says like
What the?
there's this one character, I'm not going to say who, but there's one character that doesn't trust another female, saying that, oh, you might break someone's heart. And then she herself is like banging all these different dudes. And it's like, you understand that, like, you're kind of being hypocritical here. Like, not kind of, you are being hypocritical here. Like, you're worried about some other, like, it's almost like projection, but she doesn't have the awareness of, oh, yeah, I'm projecting. Like, I should probably do something. So it's the same thing that these characters are doing. And it's like, you know, 7 seasons of, well, I'm at season 6, but 6 seasons of it, it's just like, it's exhausting. It's like being on a everlasting treadmill.
Is it in the quality of Yellowstone kind of?
Yes. And Taylor Sheridan was involved with both.
Yeah.
So if Yellowstone, if you weren't a big fan of the first couple seasons, I don't think you'll like Sons of Anarchy too, because it's the same type of thing where the filmmaking is very flatlined. And so then you look at characters, you look at the story, and it's like if those things don't really captivate you, then it's like what you're left with is just kind of an empty experience, in my opinion. So, like something like Breaking Bad, even if you don't like Breaking Bad for some reason in terms of like the story and characters, the filmmaking is amazing in that show. It literally jumps to the screen and you can analyze every single episode. Sons of Anarchy, you can't, because a lot of the episodes blend together. And even when there's potentially emotional moments, they just utilize certain techniques of filmmaking where I'm like, why would you do that? That is just really hampering a certain moment. Like I was telling Ace on the side, I think it was like a week or so ago, my favorite scene was, I think it was the season 6 premiere. There's a certain scene that like actually got my stomach like in knots. And I was like, holy cow, like the way it was executed was actually really good. And I was like, yo, is this season finally like showing some flavors of like quality? And the next scene, it literally undermines it. Like it then all like it is like tonal whiplash where it then tries to do a different emotion. And you're like, this isn't really working with what I just saw. Like I kind of want to wallow in the sorrow instead of like wallowing all this like happiness. So it's very frustrating.
Was that Better Call Saul with the ice cream cone thing?
No, I'll say it involves a school. I'll say the certain
Okay.
scene that is like my favorite of Sons of Anarchy so far. It involves a school. It's very well done. There's like one of the last shots of the scene is just like pages turning. And as the pages are turning, you're seeing certain images and you're putting two and two together with what's about to happen. You're like, oh, it's very well done. But that whole scene, everything that comes after it's like undermined, unfortunately. But that's my daily Sons of Anarchy rant. Andrew, like, hey man, it's always 5 p.m. somewhere. Yes, it's 5 p.m. No, I'm allergic to drinking. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. I don't drink. That's why I have sponsor for the video again. Alcohol removed wine fray. Oh, I love this. Eastblood's time is a flat circle. Everything we have done or will do, we will do over and over and over again forever. I love that line from True Detective. Marv, when are you watching True Detective?
I watched the Night Country.
Gotta watch season 1, man. Night Country I liked. I enjoyed.
I watched I tried to get into season 1 and I couldn't do it. I really just couldn't do it. The Matthew McConaughey character really kind of like turned me off, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm done.
Oh, that's a shame.
I might give it a shot one day because I really was into season 4. I wouldn't watch season 3 because I've heard it's terrible. Season 2 I heard is okay. I heard 1 is excellent, and 4 obviously I already saw.
My ranking would probably go 1, 3, 2, maybe, and then 4. I like 4 though. Keep in mind, I like 4, but no, 3's fascinating because it's got the same structure as season 1 where it's like told past and present, but the twist is that it's told from the perspective of someone that has dementia. So it's very interesting because you're hearing his viewpoint as someone that has dementia, but then you're seeing the past with what actually is happening and how he's remembering certain things, but he's also not remembering other things that potentially could lead to, the catching of the killer or killers. So, and there are some like slight references to season 1, which was nice, but I don't know where you heard season 3 was terrible. I actually quite like season 3. Ace Bletz, Rust has some of the most fascinating dialogue ever. Yeah, I think the reason why Marv might not like him is because he might think that he's like pretentious, but it's not that I don't think he's pretentious. I just think that he's gone through a lot. So he is trying to deal with coping with certain things that you find out later on in his own way. And he does that through like nihilism, where it's like, what's the point of living? Like it doesn't really matter. So I'd give it a shot. Sergey, did you watch True Detective, like any of the seasons?
I saw the first season, I never continued though.
Did you like season 1?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, season 1, Ryan Orlando, shout out to him. He's actually watching it for the first time. And he just got past episode 4, which has that like crazy long take where it's the bikers. And that scene's incredible because like behind the scenes, it's like they had to quickly do the makeup of certain characters and like add blood and everything. It's just great, man. Like that episode. Andrew, I just had to agree with Fireflies to my Netflix watch list, but tread scene because I heard it's really sad. But my friends joked about showing it to their moms, and now I'm confused. Funny or sad anime? Very sad. Sergey, you've seen Grave of
I
Fireflies.
actually haven't. It's on my watch list.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh.
But it's on Netflix now, I think, right? So
You should watch it
might
tonight.
actually Yeah. Nah. I don't know if that's the mood for tonight.
What is? Yeah, I was gonna say. What do you think you'll watch tonight?
I have no idea. I got to pull up my watch list. It's not October yet. Like I have everything planned out for October, but September's kind of this like limbo stage where I don't know what I'm watching.
Yeah, it just depends on like the mood you're in.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the films that you're gonna be watching for October.
That list keeps growing. Like I already have my 30 picked up, and now I got like 10 more just in
Oh,
case I
wow.
don't. Because I got 31 movies to fit in.
Yeah, Marv, have you seen Grave of the Fireflies?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah,
think so.
it's Andrew. I can answer the question. It's very depressing. I've seen it once, and it's good. It's definitely good, but yeah, it's definitely not a
It's
funny
a
movie.
war film.
It's a war film, and it's dealing with a lot of tough themes. But it's a necessary watch. I do think it's what it. I mean, I haven't seen like as many anime as Sergey, but it is a good anime. Definitely worth watching. Also, Marv, this is towards you. A Split says, and without spoiling what they do with him later on in the season, I think Marv would change his mind. I agree too, especially with the season 1 finale. Like that conversation that the two characters have at the very end, I think that it really encapsulates the entire series, and it's also just such a good arc with Rust. Like I really like his arc. I remember the first time I saw it, I wasn't a big fan of that final episode, but on rewatch, it really grew on me. So Marv, Ace is saying it, I'm saying it, Sergey's saying it. Watch True Detective season 1. Andrew Lay, me staring at Netflix after work. What mood am I in? 2 hours later, why am I still here? Yeah, I try not to get into that. Like that's why I try to like write down what I'm planning to watch and everything. Because I get it. Like you pull up Netflix and it's like it's overwhelming, like the amount of movies. And then you might see certain movies where it's like, oh I like that movie. I know that I like that. So let me watch that instead of something that maybe you haven't seen before. It's the equivalent of going to a restaurant. You go to a place that maybe you're familiar with, and you open up the menu and you see what you normally get, or certain other items that you're aware about. But then there's other items on the menu that you might like. You just got to try it. But it's like, am I going to go with something that I should try, and I don't know if I'm liking it or not, or do I go with what I know that I like? And that's kind of like with Netflix, the pitfall of it.
Chad, are you watching James Mangold's new movie?
What's it called? What was it?
The
Bob Dylan?
Complete Unknown. The Complete Unknown with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'm hoping
Edward
it's better
Norton.
than Indiana Jones 5.
Hopefully.
That was a disappointment. All right, so I'll answer this last comment and then we'll wrap things up. Ace Paulette's True Detective season 1 might be my favorite season ever. I can definitely respect that. I think that it is a great season of TV. One of my favorites personally too, so I get that. But all right, so we'll wrap things up for tonight with the live stream. Once again, thank you everybody for joining. I really appreciated the the conversations that we had, and we'll try to next Saturday. We'll try to have like a live stream. If not, we'll figure out another day, but we'll try to do next Saturday. But once again, guys, thank you for joining. And if you have done so already, make sure to follow Marv and Sergey on both Letterboxd and YouTube. And we will catch you guys later.